Now we're going to get some practice calling functions. Main is going to call func, but it's not going to pass any arguments yet. We'll learn about argument passing examples later. It's going to call func, but all func does is return beef, but we don't even use that return value. We just return food. So it's a whole bunch of pointlessness, but it's optimization level 0, so we'll get to see what the compiler generates for all that pointlessness. So here is the code generated for that, and we see that we have both a func and a main. So we've got the function at lower addresses and then main at higher addresses. And it looks like we picked up a new assembly instruction, jal. It seems like jal is calling to func. So we previously saw jaller like dollar. So as a reminder of what that did, we had two effects. The first effect is that it took a source register, added the signed immediate 12, and changed the program counter. The second effect is that it took the destination register, whatever was specified, and it placed the address after the jaller instruction into that. And that, of course, would be PC plus 4, because jaller is a 4-byte non-compressed assembly instruction. And more often than not, the jaller would be used with a destination address of RA because by the ABI convention, RA is the return address. So jal is the jump and link, not jump and link register. So why doesn't it have the name register included? Because whereas jump and link register took a source register that added an immediate and put it into PC, here there is no longer a source. It is always going to be PC plus an immediate going back into PC. And we also see that the immediate is increased in size. Previously it was a 12-bit immediate, and now it is a 21-bit immediate. So these are PC relative jumps, whereas the other one could be relative to any sort of address that you could calculate. Like jaller, this also sets the least significant bit of the address to 0, so that it's going to be a multiple of 2. Now, effect 2 is the same thing as jaller. You take the address after the jal, which would be PC plus 4. Again, we're not dealing with a compressed instruction. PC plus 4 into the destination register, and more often than not, that's going to be the RA, the return address register. And it uses that for the same reason that something like jaller would use that, so that you can get back to the address after the jal, perhaps via a ret. Right, so jal is sort of like a call, and then ret would be returning from the call back to a return address register that was set by the jal instruction. So jal is very similar to jaller, except that the jump is always PC relative. So it is always implicit in this instruction that it is PC plus immediate, not some source register plus immediate. You can imagine that jaller might be more appropriate for something like C++ virtual functions or C usage of function pointers, because you could calculate a address of a function pointer that you want to jump to just in time based on some input, and then you could say, okay, now I'm going to calculate that address, put it into the RS, and then jump there. And then as previously mentioned, the signed immediate is 21 bits instead of 12, and that means you functionally get a plus or minus 1 megabyte jump forward and jump backwards with a jal. So jal is great for jumping around internally within your own code, and jaller is perhaps better for if you calculate an address, not at compile time, but on demand. Okay, so that was jal. Now you know what you need to know to go throw this into a debugger. So here's our starting stack, and it is time for you to stop and step through the assembly and draw a stack diagram.